Hi guys, it's Sven again from the Case Tester blog. So today I'm holding a Fold in my hands for the very first time ever. As a longtime iPhone user, I have no idea what to expect. I've been using an iPhone for years, as you know, and today I'm unfolding a Fold for the first time. Can the Galaxy Fold 8 I've got here actually replace my iPhone? Am I going to end up immediately ordering the new iPhone Fold for probably 2,500 euros or more, just because a Fold turns out to be this cool? Let's find out together today. But first, we need to unbox this thing. Yeah, I already noticed this isn't exactly easy to open, so let's just tear into it. So as you can see, I also ordered a bit more stuff. And right on top is our new Galaxy Z Fold 8. This is how it looks in the packaging. I've also got some screen protectors and cases here, but we'll cover and test all of that in separate videos. Alright, let's take a look at this. I'll try to keep the serial number out of frame. So what are we actually doing in this first video? We're covering the first reaction to size and weight. As I said, I'm coming straight from the iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's not exactly the smallest phone you can imagine either. Let's check how the hinge feels in a moment. Is the device too thick? Does it feel premium? Does it maybe feel too heavy in the hand right away? What's my very first impression of the display? Well, we're going to sum all of that up in this video. And we're also only talking about one day here. I'm going to unbox it now. We'll get the first impressions. And later tonight, I'll check back in with you. But in the same video, so for you, it works like this. I'll share my impression after a full day. But first, let's do this part. So my impression, well, it definitely feels premium already. Honestly, I feel like these days you can barely tell these apart from an iPhone anymore. In terms of build quality, I mean, it used to be really obvious. You'd immediately notice you were holding a Samsung. Not here, though. All right. I have to say it feels pretty good in the hand. Okay, I'd say let's first peel off this little screen protector here on the small display. Yeah, man. And I have to say, in terms of size, I actually think this is really cool. And the format too, a lot of YouTubers have said the same thing, that it's genuinely great. And honestly, it already looks really cool too. All right, let's flip this around, and now comes the moment of truth. Yeah, I have to say, this display here looks completely different from the one on this side. This one looks like a normal smartphone display. I'll say glossy, though I don't think it's actually got a mirror coating. I don't actually know. I'll have to find that out later, whether they've got some kind of anti-reflective coating on there. Either way, this one definitely looks like a smartphone display. This one, less so. But I'll say this, size and weight, that's genuinely cool. If I imagine standing on the couch later searching for something on a classifieds app, or maybe a bit of YouTube and online shopping, which a lot of us do these days anyway, I think that's going to be really great on this. Okay, so how does the hinge feel? But before we test the hinge, I want to quickly address this crease here in the middle, because in some videos you could really see the crease badly, especially under strong lighting. And honestly, I don't see anything. And I don't feel anything either. Maybe you have to fold the thing once before a crease becomes visible. Let's test that now. Yeah, now we can see the crease, but if you... Nope, nothing there. All right, how does this feel in the hand overall? Well, it feels different from a smartphone, I have to say, simply because the dimensions are different. But I can definitely see myself getting used to this pretty well. Let me fold this open again. And close it again. It really does feel very, very premium. And I have to say, in terms of thickness, let me hold my 17 Pro Max next to it. There's honestly barely any difference. You notice that in the hand too. So yeah, the device isn't too thick. It genuinely feels quite premium, I have to say. And this hinge is great too. Though I have to say you can now see the slight crease. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's very faintly visible, so you have to fold the device 2 or 3 times before the crease becomes visible. But it's nothing. Once the display is actually on later, we won't even notice it anymore. And the size, I think that's pretty great. So I'm definitely looking forward to today. All right, I'm going to set this thing up now, and then we'll be right back. And then we'll do things like opening websites on the big display, testing YouTube, Netflix, opening WhatsApp and ChatGPT side by side, multitasking with 2 or 3 apps at once, and of course some car shopping browsing. All right, let's turn the device on together first. I'll do the setup in a moment. I'll just run through it and fast forward. Also need to watch out with the personal data stuff, not give away too much. That's always a thing these days. So my device won't turn on at all. Is it broken already? No, wait, there it is. Okay. First impression coming up in a second once the whole display lights up. Do we already see something on the front too? Oh, look at that. The display's already on too. But we want to use the big one here. Yeah, this has something to it, guys. This has something to it. I'm honestly a little blown away by the size. All right, we want German. Do I have to wait for German to load now? No? Good. All right, I'd say let's set this up in fast forward and then I'll open a few apps with it. All right, it's all set up now. That took about 20 minutes, I'd say. We've got everything installed now. Quick note on what immediately stood out to me, just from the installation and setup process alone. Yeah. So, when you set it up, when you unfold it and try to tap on something, which I just noticed, the thing wobbles a ton. I honestly have no idea why they made it that way. But you basically can't set it down flat and tap on something on it. That definitely doesn't work. All right, so much for that. The second thing that really stood out to me is when you're holding it and tapping around and stuff, you've got this display on the back here. That means this display is constantly covered in fingerprints. There's basically nothing you can do about that, I think. And the third thing that stood out to me right away, you genuinely get asked, and this has nothing to do with the Fold Z8 specifically, but with Samsung in general, you get asked for some kind of security consent like 238 times. With these huge blocks of text, you have to click through just to proceed at all, and nobody actually wants to read through all of that. At the end of the day, they could basically ask me to sign over my house or my apartment or my car to them, and I wouldn't even notice. So I don't find that very cool. Apple handles this a bit more elegantly, I think. There's just not as much of it. But I guess in the end, you probably just tap through the same thing on Apple too and sell your car for €1 to them. Anyway, those were the 3 things that stood out to me right away. Let's dive in. Let's start in this mode here. I've also got my fingerprint set up, though I'll have to re-register it because I registered it while it was unfolded, and there it is right here. So my index finger. But once the device is folded closed, I'm not using my index finger anymore. I'd basically be using my thumb instead, but I haven't registered that one yet. So let's do that now. Yeah, you can tell I'm not a Samsung user. All right, press once. Yeah, like that. And it's unlocked. So that definitely works. We're going to do 2 things now. First, we'll open YouTube, and then we'll open the Chrome browser, since none of the apps are installed yet. And I think that's going to take a while to finish installing. So by tonight, when we do the overall verdict after a full day, we'll be able to show a bit more there too. All right, let's start with YouTube, I'd say. Okay, the channel is open. And I have to say, honestly, this already looks really great. Including the typing experience, you can really reach everything here. So the format doesn't get in the way at all, this display format. It's genuinely really well done. Let's go ahead and open the first video here. All right, let's mute this. And I have to say this also feels and looks pretty great overall. So you can actually even rotate it again. Oh wow, you can even rotate it another way too. That's genius. So you can view it this way too, and honestly this works fine for most cases as well. I really have to say I like the format of this phone. Alright, now let's unfold it fully. And now we're directly in the big mode. And I actually think it's really cool that we've got the big screen here, or rather the video in large format. And we can scroll around here too. I think that's genuinely great. Let's go full screen. Yeah, okay, so here we can already see these thick black bars up top. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I think we can probably adjust that a bit. Well, unfortunately, half the video ends up cut off then. Yeah, unfortunately, that's down to the display's aspect ratio, that you end up with this huge screen but can't actually use the whole thing. Overall, though, I think this is genuinely done really well. It looks really, really good, I have to say. And down here, I've even got all my apps. That's really nicely solved too. It genuinely feels like using a tablet here. All right, I still have my, let's call them control buttons down here. And now let's just go into Case Tester here, onto the website. I definitely recommend checking that out. Yeah, so here too, the whole image fills the display completely. And here too, I've got my control bar at the bottom again. And yeah, this definitely looks good. You've also got the sidebar included here. Let me try it this way around. This way you get the full landscape format. That's really cleverly solved too. Let's see what this looks like when I fold it back up. I have to unlock it again for that. So I have to use my index finger for that again. All right, cancel. And this looks fine too. Honestly, I'd even say it looks a bit cooler than the iPhone sitting right next to it. Because the iPhone now kind of looks like an, I don't know, older kind of overly elongated iPhone. When you put them side by side, yeah, I'll properly try out multitasking and stuff like that later. As I said, I'm not a Samsung user, and I think I'll have to play around with this a bit more to really get into it. Yeah, I definitely wanted to try out a classifieds app too. Unfortunately, that's not downloaded yet. Everything just takes a bit of time. Now for two, or rather three, cool questions that just came to mind. Am I ready to put my iPhone in a drawer already? I have to say, yeah, kind of. It feels a bit like we've got a 2020 BMW 3 Series here, and over here we've got the brand new Tesla Model 3. The new Tesla Model 3, kind of like how it felt back when the Tesla Model 3 first came out. That's a bit what this feels like right now. This feels genuinely high-tech, and this over here suddenly feels a bit outdated, which gets kind of boring once you put it side by side. So yeah, I'm honestly ready to put my iPhone in a drawer for a bit. And now the most important question of all before we see each other again tonight, so I can share a bit about how my first half day with it felt. Can you actually fold and unfold this with one hand? Let me try that real quick. Yeah, it works. Although I wouldn't do this while walking around outside on pavement, it could fall, and I don't think it would survive that very well. Folding it closed? Yeah, so that definitely folds closed fine. All right, see you in a few hours. It's 12:40 right now. I think we'll check back in around 8 p.m. By then, all the apps should be installed, and I'll have played around with it quite a bit. I hope the battery holds up. See you soon. All right on time, 8 p.m. Here we are again. After a few hours with the Galaxy Fold 8, I can already share a first verdict. I don't want to get into the whole iOS versus Android debate here. Sure, the Switch takes a bit of time getting used to, and I can already tell Android just isn't my favorite system. But in the end, it's probably mostly a matter of getting used to it. What genuinely surprised me, though, is the overall experience today. Whether it's videos, websites, or social media, everything is just more enjoyable. Because you always have exactly the right format in your hand for whatever you're doing. On the go, the Fold stays nicely compact and fits perfectly into everyday life. In the evening on the couch, you unfold it, and suddenly you've got this huge display. Everything feels clearer and noticeably more pleasant. Honestly, I don't even want to know what my screen time looks like. Because everything just becomes more comfortable, and you enjoy consuming content a lot more. I especially love the multitasking. YouTube running on one side, my email or something else open on the other. Using multiple apps at the same time is something you really don't want to go back from after a short while, and despite the huge display, you can still surprisingly comfortably use the Fold one-handed when it's folded closed. My take after the first few hours: Apple should genuinely release an iPhone Fold. I'd absolutely get this as my daily driver right now. And here's something else interesting. If I currently owned a regular Galaxy S26, whichever variant, probably the Ultra, I think right now I'd actually keep the Fold and sell the S26. But of course, that's just my personal impression. After a few hours, I'm going to use the Galaxy Fold 8 as my only smartphone for a full week now. The full verdict comes in the next video. Can a longtime iPhone user genuinely switch to a Fold? Maybe by the end, the real question isn't even whether you can switch from iPhone to Android anymore, but whether you'd ever even want to go back to a normal smartphone at all. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And with that, see you soon.